Week number 5 of the Retro Bowl League continues with a matchup here in the middle of the season between two mid-teams. It is the Denver Broncos taking on the Houston Texans. Let's take a look at the standings in both of their respective divisions. First, the AFC West. It's a very competitive AFC West. The Chiefs won earlier today against the Tennessee Titans. Broncos are sitting right now 2-2. They've won their last 2 games. Meanwhile, in the AFC South, the Texans also have a 2-2 record. In the AFC South, also a very competitive division. Right, we're ready for the kickoff of this game. The Denver Broncos will get the ball first at their own 22-yard line. First down for the Denver Broncos. Gonna start the game, waiting, gonna fire, incomplete. Gonna be second down and 10. Denver has won their last 2 games, and here's a first down and more. Nice move that was, picking up 20 yards. Yeah, good job for the quarterback. An inaccurate throw on the first pass, but able to complete the pass on this play. Here is the run, picking up 4 yards. How about the Broncos last 2 weeks, defeating the Chiefs and then blowing out the Raiders last week? They're on a roll. Let's see if they can continue that as this pass falls incomplete. It's going to be third down and 6. For Denver, third down and 6. Waiting, going to fire over the middle. It is complete. It's a first down for Denver. Picking up 14 yards. A nice play over the middle. Feels like it's going to be a very long drive, doesn't it? Already over a minute. And here is a couple broken tackles. Nice tackle made there, however, short of the first down. It's going to be second down in inches. Can they get the first down? They will, but just barely. First down. All they needed was an inch, and they got it. First down. Here is the pass. It is complete. The pass came a little bit late, a little bit underthrown, because if this pass was completed a little bit better, I think it would have been a bigger play. And here is a tackle at the line of scrimmage. Going to be short of the first down, so it's going to set up third down in inches. Broncos, can they get the first down? Broken tackle, and they barely get the first down. And how about this drive? We're up to 2 minutes and 15 seconds here on the opening drive for the Denver Broncos. First down. Here's the pass to the right side of the field. It is complete. Good tackle made. 7-yard gain. It's going to be second down and 3. Gonna wait. Gonna fire, and it is complete as the quarterback almost got sacked. Yeah, he was under pressure, wasn't he? First and goal. What a long drive this has been. It's been a lot of short yardage plays, but a lot of positive plays. Second and goal. Waiting. Gonna wait. Gonna fire, end zone, and it is picked off. And that throw, I don't know what that throw was, but it just seemed like a panicked throw, and the Broncos come away empty-handed. Yeah, that is exactly what it is. I mean, I don't know what the Broncos quarterback was thinking. He just panicked because he knew he was about to get sacked, but there was just no one on that side of the field. And, I mean, that drive took the entire quarter. You never see that with 3-minute quarters in Retro Bowl. You saw it in the tournament with 2 minutes, but not with 3 minutes, and that's a very disappointing ending to the first quarter for the Denver Broncos. All right, we start the second quarter. First time in this game they're getting the ball, and this pass is complete, picking up 5 yards. If you like short yardage plays, this is the game for you. Second down and 5. As here comes the pressure, gonna throw. It is complete. There's a nice stiff arm, and a 12-yard gain for the first down. That was a nice play indeed. First down for the Texans. Here is the pass, and it's intercepted! And now the Broncos with a takeaway. Wow, that's a huge interception. Denver with such a costly interception in the red zone in the first quarter, but they get the ball right back. Nice play by the defender to cut the route. And very good coverage by the Denver defense. What a play from the Broncos defense, and now they will take over with excellent field position in Texans territory. First down, the run, losing yardage. Both defenses, for the most part, playing pretty well. Doesn't feel like there's a lot of space out there for the receivers. Here is the pass. It is complete. Gets a nice block and a first down. Picking up 12 yards to the 35-yard line. First down for the Broncos. Not have had too much success running the game or running the ball so far. There's a yard. Been a pretty low event game so far, but we'll see if it picks up. Second down, the pass is intercepted again. Oh my goodness. Let's take a look to see what happened here. I mean, there's just very good coverage on the field. There's just not enough separation. Looked like the throw was a little inaccurate, or maybe a little bit late. Because he was only open for a split second. But it wasn't long enough to force the completion. It ends up being an interception, and lots of turnovers all of a sudden in this game. First down. Here's the pass. It is complete. There hasn't really been a play over 20 yards in this game. So it's been a very interesting game. That pass is complete. There's a 13-yard gain for the first down. We're now under a minute to go here in this first half. Texans trying to get something on the board, but they are losing yardage. Yeah, both running game for both teams have not been good at all. Second down and 11. Here is the throw over the middle. It is complete. Not quite enough for the first down. They will call their first timeout. Texans are only about 5 to 10 yards away from being in field goal range, but first you have to deal with a third down in inches. Here's the run up the middle, and he will get nothing. Losing yardage. Wow. Losing yardage indeed. I guess they're not quite in field goal range. It looks like they're going to go for it. 4th and 1 for the Texans. Gonna wait, gonna fire, and it is intercepted! How about these defenses in this game? I mean, this is unbelievable. You could argue the quarterback forced a throw that probably wasn't there, but to be fair to the quarterback, it was 4th down, so you kind of have to heave it up and hope for the best. Actually, the Broncos catching that interception actually lost yardage. It would have been better if they dropped it, but anyway, big interception. Each team has now intercepted the pass twice in this first half, and it looks like we're going to have a scoreless first half. How crazy is this? Unless something crazy happens here to end the half. And, well, there's another interception, because why not? But kind of like the last play, quarterback kind of forcing a play that's not necessarily there because there's not really any risk. No, it's the final play of the half. I mean, once it's not a pick six, you can throw a risky pass there. So no score at the end of the first half. It's all about the defenses in this game. We'll see what the second half has in store. All right, we're going to start the second half. The Texans gain the ball to start the second half. First down for the Texans. There's just not been a lot of open receivers in this game, but there's an open receiver on this play. It's a 15-yard gain, one of the biggest plays of the game, believe it or not. First down for the Texans. See if we can get something going offensively. Here's a play over the middle. It's complete. And a first down and more. And a 17-yard gain. Yeah, this is the Texans. Just have not been getting anything offensively going. But this drive can change everything. That pass is a little bit low. Incomplete. Second down for the Texans. Here is the throw. It is complete. Nice catch and a first down and still going inside the 15. And the Texans are in the red zone. Yep, first time they're in the red zone in this game. Let's see if they can cash it in. First down. The pass is complete. Gets a block. It's a first down. All the way to the 1. Wow. They need a touchdown here. A touchdown when points are at a premium is huge. First and goal, the run to the right side. He is in for the touchdown, and the Texans get the first points of the game. finally, someone scores in this game. The opening drive of the second half, the Texans take it to the house. A huge touchdown for Houston. Finally, some offense. And to be fair, Denver was driving down the field to start the first half, but there's an extra point off the upright. Yeah. This is, I can't say this has been a sloppy game. I just think it's been very well played defensively. Okay, so now Denver with the ball at the 34-yard line. First down for the Broncos. Waiting, under pressure, gets rid of it. It is complete. Tight traffic, first down and more. And now the Broncos with a big play over the middle. Yeah, again, don't forget the Denver offense was actually not bad to start the game, but they had that red zone interception that was so costly. Here is the run, 5-yard gain into Texans territory. Second down and 5. Denver trying to tie this game or take the lead. Pass to the running back is complete inside the 40. It's a first down. He is still going. Breaks a tackle inside the 30. There he goes. Inside the 20. Being chased all the way to the 10-yard line. Biggest play of the game for the Denver offense. Oh, it certainly is. A 36-yard gain. I believe it's the biggest play from scrimmage out of either team in this game. Couple broken tackles. Who would have thought it's the Denver running back on the receiving end? How about that? But they cannot afford another turnover in the red zone. I gotta say that. Even a field goal, you can't really afford to take. I mean, they kind of need a touchdown here when points are at a premium. First down. The throw is complete. And an 8-yard gain. They can get a first down without scoring a touchdown. The first down line is at the half-yard line. Second down and 2. To the end zone. Got it. Touchdown. Big touchdown to end the third quarter for the Denver Broncos. You see, he has time, but time starts to run out. That was very close to a sack. Good job by the Broncos quarterback to utilize all of his time and not go over the time limit and getting sacked. All right, the extra point. This is to take the lead. A reminder, the Texans missed the extra point, but the Broncos do not. So Denver has a 7-6 lead as we head into the fourth quarter. All right, about to start the fourth quarter. The Texans, right now, the only reason why they are trailing is because of that missed extra point, but they have a chance to take the lead. Here's a first down. Wide open receiver, but a good open field tackle by the Denver defender. Second down and inches. Here is the run, and losing yardage once again on the running game. Yeah, the Texans have not run the ball well at all in this game. Now they are back to 3rd and 2. And the pass is complete for the first down past midfield. And a big play from the Texans offense. I believe that's actually the running back who got the ball. So, and the running backs are not doing a good job running the ball, but they are catching the balls. So you got to give credit to the running backs. When they're having a rough night rushing, at least he could contribute receiving. Nothing there on that run. Second down and 10. And only a 3-yard gain there on that play. It's going to be a 3rd down and 7. Another 3rd down situation for the Houston Texans. Waiting. Pressure's coming. Going down the field. And he's got a receiver for the first down. Oh, that's a big first down. Able to find a receiver open at the last second. How about that? First down for Houston. The run. The running game just hasn't been great at all. They're trying to get it going, but doesn't seem like it's going to ever get going in this game. Second down and 8. Here is the throw. It is complete for the first down inside the 20. And the Texans are knocking on the door with under a minute to go. They're in field goal range. All they need is a field goal. Here is the run, but once again, nothing going. Well, at this point, I don't think they really care about scoring a touchdown. They just want to get a field goal, not turn the ball over, and walk away with the W. They're going to throw it on this play, however. Second down, that pass incomplete. That also stops the clock. 3rd down and 10. Here is the throw. Incomplete behind the receiver. And there's still 30 seconds left, but they got to kick the field goal here because it is 4th down. Yeah, interesting play calling. 32-yard attempt. Texans kicker's already missed an extra point. For the lead, it is up and it is good. And the Texans take the lead. Kicker redeems himself after missing the extra point. But the Broncos still have 19 seconds left on all 3 timeouts. I mean, that's a tough ask, but you never know. They're at the 33-yard line. What can the Broncos do? They're going to throw it deep down the field. It is complete, immediately blown up. And you would think Denver has time for 2 more plays and trying to get into the end zone. Here is the pass. It is complete. He's going to go down, but they run out of time. Oh, that's unfortunate. And the Texans will survive in a defensive struggle. They win it 9-7. So what happened there is the receiver tried to go down with 1 second left, but unfortunately, he went down just a little bit too late. Take a look at the box score. Not a single point was scored in the first half. But the second half, the offenses somewhat got going, and the Texans win. And the Texans, just like that, they're in first place in the AFC South, 3-2 record. Obviously, still a bunch of teams still to play. And meanwhile, for the Broncos, they drop to 2-3. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed this game. More games to come here in week number 5 of the Retro Bowl Week.